Hello, and welcome to Chrysler Live. Today, we're going to stand and talk about a few of the exciting products that we have coming to next week's Specialty Equipment Market Association event in Las Vegas. I'm Dale Jewett from Chrysler Media, and here to talk with me about these today is Mark Trostle, who is the Chief of Design for our Motorsports, Mopar, and SRT divisions. Mark, thanks for some of your time today.
Oh, my pleasure.
Now, about a week from now in Las Vegas, the Chrysler Group has 20 new concepts to unveil at the SEMA show. We can't show all of them to you yet, but today we are going to show you 5 of them, and Mark's the proper guy to be here because he's had a hand in designing every single one of them. But before we start showing concepts, Mark, can you talk to me for a minute? Why do we do concepts for the SEMA show?
Sure. Yeah, it's been definitely been a busy couple of months preparing for the SEMA show. It's always a great time that we really enjoy participating in it. And what we get out of it is it's a great way for us to create some concepts and as well as show some accessories that we have within our Mopar accessory catalog already. It's a great way also for us to create themes around vehicles, which we're going to shortly go through as well. So you can see how we can cater to one's, whatever their hobbies are, whether their lifestyles are, and creating accessories that support that, as well as creating these new concepts to get customer feedback on if we're going in the right direction or if we're creating some things that you may like to see in the future.
All right, Mark. Now, before we get going and looking at the concepts, I just want to remind people who are watching this live stream this afternoon that you have the chance to submit questions for me to ask Mark. If you're watching the live stream, the question bar is just to the right side of your screen. Also, please remember that you can follow everything that we're doing for Chrysler Live and for the SEMA show at the hashtags of Chrysler Live, the hashtag for SEMA show, and of course, the hashtag for Mopar. So Mark, why don't we start looking at some of the concepts?
Fantastic.
All right. The first concept that we have to show you today is a new take on the Ram pickup truck, a little thing we call the Sun Chaser.
The Sun Chaser was a really fun project, and we looked at the lifestyles of surfers, paddleboarders, and what are their needs? How do they use their vehicle, and how can we create some concepts for Mopar that could potentially be something that they could use in the future? We've developed a rack system for it that lets them haul their surfboards. We've developed a beadlock wheel unique for the Ram as well, for the truck, and hopefully we can bring that to life as well. We've got a fold-out, bring new meaning to the word tailgating. We've got a bed that folds up from the tailgate, a bench, excuse me, that lets people sit down in it. You can use it as a changing table, but it truly is a tailgate put to the use for tailgating.
Finally, someone has totally taken tailgate to the actual meaning.
Yes. Yeah, we're very proud of this concept, and again, it's a concept, but one that I think has a lot of potential. We've also developed a shower system with an electric pump to use in one side of the Ram boxes. As you know, surfers and paddleboarders like to rinse off after being in the ocean, or even mountain bikers as well using it. So it's a great way to utilize the Ram box utility.
Which I think is great because you've got the shower on one side of the Ram box, and on the other side of the Ram box you can ice down a few beverages after you've had some fun.
Absolutely. And on the interior, we've decorated it with a matching exterior color, some simple touches around the AC outlets. The seats have cat skin seat covers on them with an accent stitch and that orange perforation popping through as well, just to tie it to the exterior.
All right. Now, Mark, on this concept, one of the key features is that roof rack and the roof rails that we've shown off in the bed. Is that a concept, or is that something we could do in production?
Yeah, it's a concept right now, and it's something that we could certainly very easily bring to life. We've utilized the existing track system that is in the bed of the Ram. Right now, there's a utility feature that's available. So we've pulled that feature out, but kept the track system and designed this new rack that can also be used as a ladder rack as well for someone who's into construction. As well as the roof rack assembly as well could serve as that function as well. So I hope to see it come to life.
All right, and one other feature I noticed on the Sun Chaser concept is we have some very nice flares over the wheels with some exposed bolt heads. What's our thinking on doing that?
Yeah, another piece that that will be coming into production. As a lot of our Ram customers will know, they like to put a little larger tire and wheel on, and in doing so, sometimes they happen to stick out a little bit further of the wheel opening. So we've developed a wider wheel flare now and put the bolt heads in there to give it a little a neat functional appearance to it as well, a little more rugged, if you will. But that's something that'll be coming to our catalog shortly.
All right, so that's the Ram Sun Chaser concept, sort of the ultimate beach pickup truck. Let's move on to the next concept on our list, and this is a new take on the new product in the Fiat lineup, the 500L.
Yeah, the 500L. This was a fun one as well. The 2014 500L. We wanted to look at this and say, what could we do to create a unique expression on it? We've developed a unique 18-inch wheel for Mopar. Really unique design specific to the Mopar. You can see we've actually blacked out given the illusion of a wheel flare, a black wheel flare along the body side. Just changes the ride height of it visually, and then also we did raise it about an inch as well. So it takes on a little bit of a different proportion. Accented it with some orange graphics, orange roof, and the unique 500L on the body side. And the packages, the graphic packages, are packages that we want to also offer to our 500L customers also. We have a Mopar roof rack that we're showing on it as well. It's available in two different sizes. This happens to be the larger of the two, as well as the graphic carrying into to the rear badge area with some accents on the L. It also has a Mopar catback exhaust system on it as well, so it has a nice little rumble to it. On the interior, we've taken that same white and orange theme and accented around the steering wheel, the speakers, the door pulls, just giving it that kind of fun flavor. I'm a fan of incorporating the interior and exterior colors together so that they really work well together, especially on a vehicle like this where it's very expressive.
All right. It's interesting, you talked about how we put a catback exhaust system on this concept. And for those who don't necessarily know what that is, that's basically a bigger bore, a more open exhaust system that goes from the end of the catalytic converter back to the end of the car. One of the goals is to reduce the back pressure on the engine, right? And that's what gives us a better sound. So another thing I noticed in this concept that you may have briefly seen was you incorporated a couple of coat hangers onto the headrests for the front seats. Tell me where that idea came from.
That's another Mopar accessory. It's currently available. It's also available for the 500 as well. And this is a perfect vehicle for us to showcase some of those accessories that are already out there for our vehicles in it.
Well, the 500L has been a fantastic vehicle for us already in dealerships, and I can't tell you how much just adding an inch of lift and some slightly bigger wheels and tires changes the whole attitude of that vehicle.
Yeah, it was a fun one.
All right. Moving on, so the third product that we're here to show you this afternoon is a design take on the all-new 2014 Jeep Cherokee SUV. This one we call the Trail Crosser.
Trail Carver is
Trail Carver.
That's all right.
Thank you, Mark.
Trail Carver. It actually started life as a Trailhawk, the 2014 Cherokee. You can see we've created some really cool graphics. It's a topographical map that we've incorporated into the roof and into the hood. This is something that we're going to be putting in our catalog as well for customers to apply to their vehicle. It's just a neat graphic take, very modern, contemporary with the orange accent stripe around it. And we've taken that orange and added it throughout the vehicle. One of the big things that you see on the vehicle is the wheel and tire. The wheel is a Mopar wheel that we have a finish on that's available through the Mopar catalog. We have a slightly larger mud terrain tire that we're showing on it as well. So it really takes on a different appearance over the Cherokee. The roof rack is another concept that we've developed for this year, and this is a first time we're showing it, and we're looking for feedback on it as well. But it fits the theme of the vehicle, and it's also a roof rack that we think we could use on our other vehicles as well. But it's designed specifically for Mopar and something a little more modern, a little more contemporary as well. The rock rail that you see on the side is a Mopar accessory as well that is also available for those that do wish to take it off-road and gives a little bit more protection. And you can see the accent stripe running around the roof on that graphic as well.
All right.
On the interior, we've done cat skin covered seats, trying to complement the exterior colors and finishes that we've done. You can see around the AC vents as well, and some of the other appliques that we've done a color to complement the exterior as well. So we're happy with how this turned out. I think it's a great expression for the new Cherokee.
All right. And I like that a lot. I mean, and we started with the Trailhawk version of the Cherokee, which is the most trail-capable model that we have of the new Cherokee lineup. I have a couple of detail questions for you, Mark. The first is you pointed out the graphic that's on the hood and goes up into the roof and shows topographical lines. Is that a specific place?
It happens to be Auburn Hills, Michigan, is what
right here
what
where our headquarters
where
are.
we are. Yeah, the designers like to have fun, and we call these things Easter eggs that we like to plant into vehicles once in a while. And sometimes they come out, sometimes we keep them hidden. But this is one of those that we were asked the question, where is that? So
all right.
we have
well,
fun with things.
Another one of the Easter eggs that I think I caught was there's a little emblem on the wheels.
Yes, we have the little the Heritage Jeep that we have logo on the wheels, and that's something we've been doing on some of our Wranglers as well. And we thought it was a great tie-in to use that same orange that we have accented through the vehicle and put it on the wheels as well.
All right, and then one final thing about the concept roof carrier basket that you've shown. The sides of that basket look metallic, but they're not a solid piece of metal, are they?
Right now, they're prototype. The idea behind that is these are actually aluminum, but we would investigate, what's the right material for us to use when we make it into a production piece.
All right. Well, that's 3 of the 5 vehicles that we have to show you today. Again, if you're watching our live stream show, you're encouraged to submit questions that Mark Trostle can answer for you right on the right side of the screen as you're watching our show. And before we show you the other 2 vehicles, Mark, I have a question for you. From the first 3 vehicles that we've watched, I get a running theme of orange. Can you talk to me a bit about why we're in love with orange?
It's funny how color and design, works together, and just color in our environments and how we're affected by things. And orange is one of those colors that right now, it just as a designer, and the designers, the guys and gals in the studio, when they're illustrating vehicles, orange is one that just kind of pops out to us, and it's used in the right way. It's very modern, and it fits the themes of the vehicles that we're doing. The Sun Carver is kind of this vibrant expression and kind of a warm climate flavor to it, and the orange really complements well with it. So we had fun with using that on all 3 of those vehicles.
All right, and also why we've been talking about the Jeep Cherokee Trail Carver. I know you're a particular fan of the brown that we used as the main exterior color.
Yes, yeah, and it fits. To me, it fits with the Cherokee. It fits the expression of the vehicle that we've done. Each vehicle, to me, has to have a soul, if you will. And we take all of our brands, whether it's the Chrysler brand, the Dodge brand, or the Jeep brand, each vehicle has an iconic vehicle to begin with. And it's great to be able to take those and then put some expression on them, but make sure that we don't change the message too much. We want to bring out what that vehicle is all about, and colors play such an important role in conveying that.
Okay. Well, let's show you the next vehicle from the SEMA preview, and there's no brown or black involved in this one, to the best of my knowledge. But it's a new take on the Chrysler 300.
Yes, yeah, the 300. And to me, when I talk about iconic vehicles, the 300 is certainly an icon for our brand. And it still has such a strong presence to it on the road, still recognizable. And this was a great opportunity for us to look at using Mopar accessories to continue that freshness. It has the Mopar wheel that we've actually painted in what we call Mopar bronze, and I think that's a color that you're going to see in a trend developing, certainly at SEMA this year as well, and from other manufacturers and aftermarket. And we use the Mopar grille on it. We've put an SRT 300 spoiler on it. On the interior, we've done cat skin seat covers, that same bronze that we've used on the appliques with unique seat input inlays as well. And again, it's just to show that how modern the 300 is and how a customer can accessorize it and change the appearance of it with the Mopar catalog pretty easily. We've also used Mopar adjustable coilover kit on it as well, so you can see the ride height of it's a little bit lower. We have an exhaust system on it, so a little bit of nice performance things to it as well.
Well, I have to tell you, the combination of the black overall theme and the slightly lowered ride height, the word sinister immediately comes to mind when I'm looking at that concept, and that's something we haven't seen on the street too much.
Yeah.
Finally, the fifth concept that we want to show you today is a new look at the just redesigned 2014 Dodge Durango.
The Durango, this was another one that, it's a new vehicle, and we wanted to show what could be done, what customers can do to their Durangos as well, with a little bit of creativity, a little bit of paint. We've took an RT Durango. You can see we've got a two-tone paint job on it, black with a red tracer stripe around it. We have a 22-inch wheel that we've designed for it with a big brake kit that we've put on it. We've also developed hood heat extractors on the hood as well, so to give it a little bit more of an attitude. The vehicle certainly has an attitude, but wanted to give it even a little bit more of a presence. We've lowered the ride height on it, so it's just what I consider just a very tasteful play on our 2014 Durango.
All right. Well, the Durango's getting a lot of attention these days because we happen to have hired the world's most famous TV anchor and pitchman to help us talk about the Durango, Mr. Ron Burgundy. I got a feeling Ron would be pretty happy to have one of these in his driveway.
Absolutely.
So, let me ask you a quick question. You've noted the hood on this has the vents for heat extractors. Is that becoming a more popular design element overall these days?
It's certainly an element that, it has certainly has to have a lot of function depending on the vehicle. In some cases, it's used to convey and just change the image of the vehicle, and that's what we've done here. It certainly helps warm air, from out of the engine as well. Depending on what kind of modifications a customer will do to his vehicle, it will help let it run cooler as well.
All right. So there are 5 of the 20 concepts that the Chrysler Group will be unveiling next week at the SEMA show in Las Vegas. You can tune in next week here to livestream.com/Chrysler Live and watch the entire reveal program as it happens live from the Las Vegas Convention Center. Now, we've got a couple questions that have come in, Mark, if you don't mind sticking around for me to ask you about that. But before we do that, let me ask you one other quick question. How long have we been working on these concepts?
Well, it's funny. I think I started working in my mind at SEMA last year on what I wanted to work on. SEMA is always an inspiring event, and it's great when every day of seeing things that other people do, and even being inspired by our own things as well. So I can honestly say that next week I'll already be thinking about what can I do for next year to create some fantastic concepts.
All right. So one of the questions that we have from our live stream event is from Brett H. And I want to preface this by saying, as a rule, we don't talk about future products here at the Chrysler Group. Okay. But Brett would like to know if we're considering adding any kind of a lift kit to the Jeep Cherokee. Now, I'm not sure that the Jeep Cherokee needs any more lift.
That's actually an area that it is. I'd have to consult with my engineering friends to see what they're developing, but I know that the off-road community within Mopar and within the Jeep brand are certainly looking at every possibility to make the vehicle as off-road capable as can be. So.
All right. So another question coming in from our viewers. They'd like to know how big the wheels are on the Ram Sun Chaser.
They are 17-inch.
17-inch
beadlock wheels, and again, those are concepts. But I hope that wheel will make it to our catalog. We need good feedback on these concepts that we show from our Mopar community.
All right, and we also got some Mickey Thompson off-road tires to help show that off.
We have a Mickey Thompson tire on there as well to help, put a little bit of attitude into it.
All right. One of our viewers would like to know if the Dodge Durango concept that we just talked about comes with its own gumball machine.
Is that a play on the Ron Burgundy commercial?
That might be a play.
I haven't seen them all.
70. If we can get 70 packs of gum into the glove box of that. Another question, and one that I know that you hear a lot from the people at SEMA as well as when we show this off to the journalists. What are the chances any of these vehicles actually making it to production?
That's a great question, because what we're finding is we're working closer and closer. The Mopar brand is, and it's our goal to work close with, for example, the Fiat brand, and making sure that we're providing them and their customers products that are inspiring. So some of these vehicles, and that's why we do these vehicles as a complete theme, so that people can understand what they really, it's for a hobby, it's for a certain lifestyle, so that they're packaged together. So I think that you're going to see these in the future becoming possibilities for customers to go into dealers and order as they see them.
All right, so let me put you on the spot then real quick. Of the 5 concepts that we've shown people today, do you have a favorite?
Oh, that's a really tough one. Each one has a certain something that gives me goosebumps over each one. So I guess it would probably depend on what I was doing. I love the Sun Chaser. If I was on the West Coast, that would certainly be one. The Fiat is another one that I think is just a great expression. And I could go on about each one. I think that each one of them has a special meaning to me.
Well, at least I only kept the universe at 5 vehicles. Next week in Las Vegas, there'd be 20 that you'd have to choose from.
Yeah, we've got some really cool things that we're going to show next week as well that you haven't seen here today, and they complement some of the things that we've shown you today that I'm really proud of and excited to show everyone as well.
All right. I have to cheat and use my eyes for the next question. A question coming in from the internet is, will we be seeing any news at SEMA about the Dodge Dart, one of the more expressive vehicles in our lineup?
We've got, yes, you will see some news at SEMA regarding Dodge and the Dodge Dart. I'll leave it at that.
All right. Well, and all the more reason why you'd want to tune in next week to this new.livestreet.com/Chrysler Live feed, where we'll bring you the entire Mopar press conference from the SEMA show in Las Vegas live. It's guaranteed to be interesting, without a doubt. And yeah, there's lots more news, because we've only shown you 5 of 20.
Yep.
All right. Well, Mark, thank you very much for your time, and thanks for leading us on a guided tour of some of the most interesting things that you've been working on for the last several months.
My pleasure.
I'm hoping the week goes by fast, because I want to get out to Vegas and hang out with you and take a look at everything else that you have planned for us.
Looking forward to it.
All right. For Chrysler Digital Media, I'm Dale Jewett, and this has been Mark Trostle, the design chief for Mopar, Motorsports, and SRT here at the Chrysler Group. We'll be back to you in a week with all the news from the Mopar at the SEMA show. Again, please feel free to watch us at new.livestream.com/Chrysler Live, and you can also track us down by using the hashtags Chrysler Live, SEMA Show, and Mopar. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.